I've decided to participate in the Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge. I will link down in the description to a video about this challenge so that you can learn more about it. It's from a channel called Terrace. And I also saw a video on Miki's Arts and Crafts that inspired me actually to dig deeper and check out this challenge. I'm Emilee, and you've found Emilee's Paper Caper, where we're all about scrapping our stash and getting pages done. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Please hit the subscribe button and bell icon now. So the long and short of this challenge is to create a junk journal with supplies from the Dollar Tree. So I went to Dollar Tree and bought some things to try to make a couple of junk journals, and I'll take you through that. And I've also pulled things that I already had in my stash that are from Dollar Tree. I'll show you those items, and then I'll also be using some items from my stash that I already have. And it's a little bit of a cheat, but I think practically, I think it's important to use some of those staples from my stash. So I'll show you what I've pulled from the stash. After watching a number of videos about this junk journal challenge, I got lots of ideas of the types of things to look for at Dollar Tree. This is what I purchased the other day, this stack here. Let me kind of take you through what I got. For the signatures that I plan to bind together, I'm going to make 2 junk journals using this pack of 8 file folders. So I'm planning to do 2 books, one for me, one for my sister, and they will each have signatures that are wrapped with a file folder. I also wanted to try to use paper from the Dollar Tree. I was so excited when the local Dollar Tree started carrying these paper packs. It's just a variety of different papers for only $1, and I thought that would be super fun. I've seen people get like receipt books and things like that to use in their junk journals. I found this, it's called a notes organizer, and there's 80 sheets in here, front and back, and each page has some nice lines. It says date, subject, notes, summary, and I thought I could use those in the signatures. I will rip them out of the book. I may decide to leave this just for some added texture, but we'll see what I end up doing there. Then I didn't even realize Dollar Tree carried these. These are expressions from Hallmark. They're little blank note cards, and what a bargain. There are 6 note cards and envelopes in these packs. And envelopes are a great way to make flips in a junk journal. So are cards, and so I was excited to find these. I liked these 2 styles. They had some other very pretty cards. Another channel that I watched, and I will find her video and link down below, she even repurposed these cards that are in the package in her junk journal, and I think I'll do that too, because I like the idea of using as much as I possibly can. I've seen YouTube videos with these Dollar Tree stamps. I have been wanting them, and my friend Sonia let me know that she saw the stamps at one of the local Dollar Trees, so I got a couple of them. I will probably use the birds in my junk journals because I think they're just very pretty. And then I may be using these more in scrapbooking, but we will see. I doubt I'll use these in the junk journal, but probably a sneak peek that I'll do some Dollar Tree scrapbook pages using these summer stamps. Then for my themes for the books, I think I will do color themes. So I'll use probably a variety of colors, but I think I'll use these sticker sets as inspiration for my kind of a color theme. In one journal will have a theme that is browns and neutrals and natural colors, and then the other will have blues and greens. And I think that will help theme the albums or junk journals and kind of give them a look and feel throughout that I can lean on. Then I also have these watercolors, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to paint some papers. I found another YouTuber that's doing this challenge that painted a bunch of her papers. Her theme was lemons. I will link to her video down in the description as well. I was just inspired by her painting of her pages, and I think this will be super fun. So those are the new items that I purchased from Dollar Tree for this junk journal challenge. But I also had a number of things already on hand that I had purchased recently at the Dollar Tree. Actually, some of these things have been in my stash for a year or two, but I wanted to try to lean in on Dollar Tree supplies as much as I could for creating these junk journals. So let's look at the supplies that I already had from Dollar Tree. I've had a set of these glue sticks and a bottle of Aleene's tacky glue. I love this glue, and it's awesome for only $1. It lasts a long time, so I'll definitely be using those. I recently got this word search book, and I've been having a blast doing the puzzles and then gluing the finished puzzles in my glue books, but I thought this could also become a page in these junk journals. So I'll definitely be using the word search. Dollar Tree has some excellent, here, let me turn this over so you can see it. They have some excellent $1 stencils, and these alphabet stencils are fun to use, easy to use, so I may use those somehow in the junk journal. I also have this manuscript tablet paper. It's super cute. I love that it makes you feel like grade school. It will fold easily into my signatures, and I can use this up. It's been in my stash for a year or so. And then this really cool Crayolography book. I have used this in my glue books, and I think these will make great pages in my junk journal as well. Just added lines, and if we choose, we can doodle or practice our script or journal something else or glue something else on top, but it'll be fun to use these pages. And for some time I've had this sketch pad. It's just great white paper, and that'll be great for pages within each signature. Now let's talk about things that are already in my stash that I will use in this glue book. I was inspired by Paper Terrace. She did some paper marbling. She actually used the watercolor inks, the watercolor paints to do her marbling, but I just used some alcohol inks to marble papers in shaving cream. And I used some of the papers from the pads that I shared with you from Dollar Tree. And then I also had some old music paper that I marbled that I thought would add a lot of visual interest to the junk journals. So I've got several pieces of the music that I've marbled. And then here is some marbling of the school paper and a page from the calligraphy book. There's another music, white paper from the sketch pad. There's another calligraphy sketch pad, another one of the lined, a couple more of the lined, and then I have these border strips that I've been using in my scrapbooking. And I just marbled a number of those as well because I thought that they would be nice for page borders and embellishments. Other things from my stash that I'll use, of course, my trusty dusty ATG gun. I will probably try to use some of this packing tape. It's a cool chevron design, and that may help me keep the signatures together. I'm going to try a kettle stitch to stitch my signatures together, and then I may put some of that packing tape against the binding. Dollar Tree has baker's twine, but I already had some in my stash. I honestly don't remember where I purchased this, but I will be using this to sew the signatures and then for the kettle stitching, or at least I'm going to try. I have some washi tape in my stash that I may use. I got this cool fringe punch from my creative memory consultant. It's amazing. Let me show you a sample. So here's what this fringe border punch looks like. It's so pretty. So I will probably be using this fringe punch to embellish some of my pages. I have some thicker baker's twine, some tags. I will probably use these as templates to cut out tags. And then I'm trying to use my pocket cards, so I pulled pocket cards. I can use those for tucks, and it's always good to use a pocket card. I've got a couple punches that I've been using lately. I really like these. For some reason, I tend to gravitate towards a punch. It stays on my desk, and I use it quite a bit, and then I'll rotate in another punch. But for right now, I've got this cool star and a puzzle piece. So these are the things from my stash I plan to use in this junk journal. Things that I already had on hand that I'll use in the junk journal, and brand spanking new items that I will use in these junk journals. So in upcoming videos, I will share my progress with creating these junk journals. And I know this is something a little different for my channel, but these are all supplies that you could very well use in your scrapbook pages as well. And sometimes I like to venture out and do something a little different with my scrapbook supplies. So I hope that you will enjoy this, and if you are participating in the Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge, let me know down in the comments. I would love to come and see what you're creating. Let's keep on scrapping our stash. Here are 2 more videos, and we can keep on creating together.